Tricking me, games of you, my pain off the paper, if you move on, I feel like even not myself, I am it wrong. I cannot sleep, cannot write none of my songs. I cannot sing, busy trying to right his wrongs. I lost myself, looking for somebody else. I lost my way, I'm looking out his bed. I'm built like Ford, I'm a rider of the death. I'm built like glass, I'm making on fire of bread.
You sure looking good tonight, baby. I just wanna make sweet love to you tonight, baby. If you don't mind, let me tell you.
Hey there, sexy lady of my dream. Can I have you here with me? I just wanna love you down. Yeah. I'm making you scream my name. Oh, I'm loving your body. I'll be kissing your body, and I'll be caressing your body. Oh, baby, just come on. Loving your body. I'll be loving, feeling your body. And I'm gonna touching your body all night, baby. Now I'm about to.
Happy Wednesday, people. Welcome to the Kris the Critic Show. I am Kris. I would like to apologize for our delay. As sometimes happens in Hollywood, we had some technical difficulties. Hopefully they are all behind us. You might see some of the crew working to get us up and running properly. I will soon be joined by your favorite co-host, Gina B, and our special guest, Ms. Tarsha Riley, a.k.a. One Spicy Diva.
That's right.
So, Tarsha is an entrepreneur, has a wonderful spice business, and we will visit that towards the end of the show. Now, while I get my
sip on,
what are we talking about today?
money.
How important is money in relationships? Now,
So important.
I want to see a show of hands. Who out here thinks if it was between money and sex, they
That's
would
unfair.
choose money or sex?
That's kind of unfair. They're two basic needs in a relationship.
That's not, it's the Kris the Critic Show. The question was, money or sex? Exactly.
Well, with money, you can pay for sex.
Is that what used to happen in your Instagram
That is.
career?
Exactly.
Gina B had a career as an
I
Instagram
did not.
model.
I posted one picture
before
that was
this.
a little thirsty, but that's it.
All right. Super producer Ron, can my co-host be seen right now?
They are on the screen.
We are
All right.
there. We're here.
As you can
Woo!
see, I have two dimes in the studio with me. They're actually pretty
Hello,
smart
darling.
ladies. So the question is, people, money or sex? So before we get to that, Tarsha, welcome to the What's in It for the Black People Studios and the Kris the Critic Show.
Thank you for having me here. I'm so excited.
We're so happy to have you. Thank you for coming.
So both of you all, I know you all are wondering, well, why is the Spice Lady in on the money of this relationship? Because as a lot of relationships require money, she is an entrepreneur. Her fiance is an entrepreneur. She's had a couple marriages, so she knows how to reel them in. And I'm sure, no, it's not a bad thing. I told you, you know how to get a man. You know how to get a man. That's a skill.
It is.
But I'm sure that the financial statures of these different men were different in different places. They don't all have the same amount of money. No. Maybe you can shed some light on that. So the answer to the question is money is very important, right? We all know that. Think about when you're single. You need a place to live. You got to buy clothes. You got to buy a car. And if you're a guy, you pay for a lot of dates.
You got to buy clothes.
Gotta buy a car.
You got to buy a car.
Gotta keep a light bill paid.
Do fellas still pay for dates? Ryan, do men
Barely.
still pay for dates? They do?
But yeah.
They don't? They
okay.
barely do? So the question there, I'm not getting on the fellas. Y'all know I get on
I haven't
everybody.
dated in a while, but from what I remember, it was like
You-
I was being asked out for coffee quite a bit.
You do know that I don't just tease the fellas without giving a little bit to the ladies. Because the next question was, do the ladies still require it?
Dating?
It depends on the lady.
I'm just saying. There's a lot of things going on without the dating even occurring.
There are.
Well, she should. She totally should. Yeah.
Yeah, she should.
She should.
require it.
That's not. Y'all were like, oh
Like, wait,
shit,
what
yeah, they are
happened?
out here just now requiring
But
the
they
date.
are.
But they are.
They are.
Yeah, and you know what? Women, the bar is on the ground, I think, and so many women have just put up with just anything that now guys think
They can
we
just
don't
do
have to.
anything.
Right, exactly. Because so many women just put up with anything.
Hey, Ron, something happened that I
Vice
thought
versa.
would happen.
Vice versa too.
The femininity will not take over this show.
It might.
Never know.
No.
Y'all cute. Y'all ain't that. No, I'm playing.
sorry, what?
So look. All right, let's get into
Let's
it.
get into it.
So-
Let's do it.
I'm feeling that we all feel money's important. Let's talk about what we agree to, right?
Okay.
Now, because everybody got to eat, everybody got to have a roof over their head.
Right.
So you all feel, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong yet. We're going to talk about it. You all feel that the man, ideally, should have more money.
Okay.
Say what you feel. Feel what you say.
I'm gonna let the
Say it with your
guests
chest.
first. Guests
Okay.
first.
Ideally, yes.
Okay.
Because what I've seen, it's hard to really be the decision maker when maybe a woman has the same amount, or
So
you guys are like roommates.
really?
Why?
Yeah.
But why?
So are we roommates when the woman, let's say the woman stays at home? Because I've seen a lot of housewives who call it and run it. Now,
They do.
is she mere? No, but according to your definition, she has no say so, and the husband
I
makes
didn't-
all decisions.
I didn't say that.
Okay, so what are you saying?
I said ideally he should.
But what if she makes more money then?
If she makes more money, a man has to really be confident in himself, because just honestly, if we're both here or I'm here, like, I might not ask you for nothing. I might just do me. I ain't gonna lie.
So
See,
what's preventing
I
him
will
from
still
doing the
ask.
same to the
I'll
woman?
ask, but I might just do me.
Sorry, what's preventing him from doing the same to a woman who makes less? What if he says, you know what? She just doesn't make what I make. I'm just going to do me.
But there are men, like a lot of men just do that.
Is that okay?
No,
Absol-
it's not okay.
Shouldn't it be okay the other way around either, right?
It really shouldn't, but that's,
Gina B,
you know.
before I give out the answers to the test, Gina B, weigh in.
The answers to the test. See, here's how I feel about it. Okay. No matter how much money I make, and no matter how much money he makes. Okay, I won't say no matter how much, because everyone needs to be making some money. Okay, everyone does. Like, there should be no idle people in the relationship. I feel like everybody should be working. Okay, so, but if I make more than him, or if he makes more than me, whatever it is, I will still adhere to my role, right?
Of course.
Okay, so my role.
Use a good woman.
But I will still be, I mean, let me be clear. Like, I will still have the same amount of influence,
Of course.
and I will still have the same expectations. Like, I don't care if you make less than I do. I still want good birthday gifts. I still want, you know what I mean? Like, but see, we're elevating past the problem of,
Now, what happens if you get fired tomorrow, and you no longer make shit.
I will
Then,
get another
well,
job
I'm just
the
saying,
next day.
do you act differently?
No.
Do you become meek and a little more attentive?
No,
No, you shouldn't.
No, I don't. Because I first of all, if I don't know how to do shit, I can make a buck. So
Right.
if I get fired tomorrow, I'll have a job 3 days later. So it will. You know what I mean? Like my worth is not tied to.
All right. I like, you're absolutely right. I agree 100%. That's why I was sort of moving on. That was
Okay,
correct
no.
answer.
But I mean, just like expand on your point though.
One last question. Tasha. Whose money matters more, the man or the woman's?
I think they both matter.
Really?
Yeah, I think they both matter.
But if you
know,
made-
we're both bringing an income in, or whatever, we both, they both matter.
Okay.
But I really do believe, I'm super old school.
All right.
I honestly believe that a woman's income, that should be gravy. I believe a man should be able to handle everything.
Really?
I do.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm gonna be there to pick up the pieces if need be, but don't count me.
What if
Don't
there are no
count me.
pieces to pick up? Then what are you doing?
If there are no pieces, I mean, I'm still his helpmate.
No,
I'm still helping him.
if I am some man with a whole bunch of cash, why do I pick you?
I can have a bunch of mates. Help
Why do I pick?
You have to answer that.
No, I'm
why
asking
do
you.
men? Why do men do that? Why do men have a lot of money and pick women without money?
Okay.
That's something a man has to answer.
I don't.
because we're the ones who are looked at that's supposed to have the money. That's why y'all give us that privilege. Y'all making us like that.
Right. Young blood.
see,
Nope.
to
So wait a
me-
minute. Wait a minute. Nobody's making a real man do anything.
I mean, you know.
So now, let me give out some of the answers to the test. You have to. It depends where we are in time. If we are just meeting, anyone who dates anyone else, if you want to be in a healthy relationship, he or she should be able to take care of themselves.
Okay.
All right, you got a lot of guys out here trying to save somebody. Chances are it ain't gonna work because she was broke already. You got a lot of women, they meet and he looks good. He's walking down the street, but he has nothing. He's broken already. So chances are that won't work. Now, if you got a house and she has a house and, okay, so that's how we get it going. I think we all agree on that.
We get it going.
And then if you have the only people that act short are short in money. When you see a lot of women who's short, they real thirsty out here.
What you mean? Elaborate.
They screaming, they waving a flag. There's no
They're like,
discretion. I need you to save me. They don't want you to be on the same level as them. They want you to have more than them to pull them out of obscurity. And on the flip side, the men who's short. Because they screaming, these women only want you for money. You can hear them out here. You can hear the people who broke up.
You know what's interesting to me? It's always the broke ones talking about women just want me for my money. Well, she'd be an idiot because you have nothing.
You have nothing.
And conversely,
Right.
because you see a lot of women, they don't have nothing. Now,
Right. My brokest friend was
Now-
talking about some chick who was a gold digger. I was like, well, why would she?
What
now
is she
to
digging?
your point,
Dude.
regardless, and the feminazi might not like this,
What else?
I agree with Tasha. I'm more old school.
old school.
Too. And since Jesus was an altar boy, right?
Say so.
Fine women and money
Where you
have
going?
always found each other.
Okay.
All right? Because women typically are attracted to that.
Women are certain women.
Men-
Women are attracted to finding a better lifestyle.
Absolutely.
I think it.
and men are
it
attracted
depends
to
on where
looks,
you are
right?
in life.
Men are
Men
attracted
are
to
very
looks.
physical.
So here's where the disconnect is. And I've said this on previous shows. If I'm the CEO, Fortune 20 company,
Okay.
it's after work, 6:30. Somebody that looks like one of y'all is the cleaning lady. 6:30, right?
Okay.
I don't care what she makes.
Right.
I'm stepping,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
And if I found out I like her, and she might be, make a good wife, a good mom, maybe we even get married. Now, if you flip that, and the woman's the CEO, and she rolls up on Boris Kojo, cleaning after work,
Well,
she might do him.
I'm like,
Now, why you gotta use
well,
Boris?
I know,
exactly. Why
that's
is
one of my
Boris
wife's
Kojo?
favorites. She might do him, right?
Right.
But
Because of course.
Boris
but
Kojo. And he fine like that.
she might want to do him. But check this out. He might not even want to do her. Because men
A visual creature.
She could look like the old Oprah. I mean, I'd have done the old Oprah because I'm an
old
Oprah
Oprah.
show fan. But he wouldn't have done the
can't
old
with
because men, we ain't tripping on that. So the problem is when men or women look through the eyes of what the other sex is and wonder why it's not working.
That is true. I mean,
You get women, I got a degree.
yeah,
I
they
got all
try
this.
to. We talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
Kris and I agree. Like, there's a lot of women that rate themselves the way we would rate a man. Like, I don't know why a man doesn't want me. I got a good job. I've got a degree. I've got a nice car. I'm like, all that's great if you're a man. Like, but what men like are very different things.
Exactly.
They're visual. They like you to look good. They
like
want
you
you to. I mean,
feminine. They
yeah,
like
they
to
like
be cared for.
They
They
like
like you
all
to
that
nurture
shit.
them. They like you. They like to feel needed.
They all
know?
that. And see, as far as money's concerned, I sort of feel like everyone should have options because everyone should choose to be where they are.
Now we getting there. I feel like one of those preachers on Sunday morning.
Well,
Now we're about to get to it. So
Pass the collection plate.
once we've met and figured out, we like each other
right.
and we get serious, I think the dynamic changes. Let's say we get married, right? You two are engaged.
Right.
Hopefully, that marriage is based on love, commitment, loyalty, honesty, all this stuff that nobody looks at anymore, right?
They need to.
But that's what, because I've never seen anybody who's been married 50 years said I stayed with him 50 years just because he had money.
Right.
And if you talk to most couples, all type of problems, they've had financial problems, all of that. Okay?
It's gonna happen.
Now, we already said money's important. So once we in here, this is our life. I subscribe to, if he's a CEO, she's a part CEO, and that's part of her money.
Right.
And conversely, that's part of his money.
Right.
If he, now that's y'all there already.
Yeah.
Now, I also think if you're a dude and you're a house husband, you better make up that value
What's that like?
doing something else.
Right.
She better not ever have to pump gas. The car is always clean. He's picking up kids. And that's how housewives
Operate.
earn theirs.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. If it works, you'll find that it works for that couple. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen it.
So
I've
that's
seen
what
that.
I've seen-
it's
I don't know.
what works for
Yeah.
the couple. So that I got 3 daughters, and the instructions are: find somebody who's nice to you first, that you like.
Absolutely.
Right after that, he better have some money.
Well, see, money.
Is that
everyone's got problems. Okay, everyone has problems. Money elevates your level of problem.
Stop that.
So I don't
does.
want to have the
Stop that.
problem. No,
Stop
it's the
that.
truth. I don't want to have the
Stop
problem
that.
of who's paying the light bill. That's not the kind of problem I want to have. I'd rather have a problem.
Just lack of money is complicated.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you said having money.
No. Having no money. Well, having money elevates your level of problem.
No, having no money is a bigger problem for everybody.
No. My point is, you want to have higher level problems than who's paying the light bill, right? Like, so I don't want to. Like, that's table stakes for me. Like, the light bill's going to get paid, the gas bill's going to get paid. All these things are getting paid. Now, in terms of like money, you want a higher lifestyle. Like, you don't want to worry about. I would not connect with a guy who his problem is, how am I going to pay my rent?
Absolutely. Yeah, we would. Yeah, he should never even
Especially
get a
not
date.
at this age.
That's where we
Hell
mess
no.
up. That's where we mess up.
Right.
That's where it's I'll use NBA or celebrity men as my example. Very shallow daters. We agree?
Yes.
Okay.
Nothing against Amber Rose, but she's
Okay, I can't with her.
she's there because
She's
some
there.
rich idiot, and I'm a fan of the rich idiot's music.
I'm not.
I am.
I'm team. Oh, you team Drake.
I'm not Team Drake either.
I'm team Kanye.
Neither one of them albums we bought if it was up to me. Anyway, go ahead.
If you're that creative, you're supposed to be a little crazy. But anyway, he was with her because of her looks, nothing else. So you know it wasn't gonna last. Rob Kardashian, born into a family with some cash,
Well, that's a whole different psychological problem.
due to the efforts of one Kim Kardashian's mean on camera game.
Well, we can really like thank Ray J.
Absolutely. Ray J should get residuals from the show. That's a whole nother.
I mean,
Sure.
well, and Rob Kardashian. I mean, think about it. Like he's got all these sisters.
But Black China wouldn't have been there.
No, Black
Exactly.
China would not have been there. But you know, a lot of people like I maintain that Cardi B wouldn't be where she is if it weren't for Kanye plucking Amber Rose off the pole. If we're being honest,
Probably.
like he's the one
Paved
that
the
made
way for
that.
strippers.
He's the one that
Strippers.
seriously he did. He's the one that put that like made it in vogue to be.
Right. But let's flip it now. I think in everyday life, because I don't know if it's social media, I don't know if it's reality TV. I feel women are starting to do that more. Sorry, feminati. It's just how I feel.
What?
I think they're too based on. We all name some great values that a man and husband should have, or a woman.
Yeah.
Loyalty, all of that.
Yeah,
God fearing.
But I know women who are past teenagers.
Okay.
If Boris walked through, he could be broke as hell, and he's coming up. And y'all lying to y'all if it ain't
Boris is
true.
fine.
But
Okay.
I'm just
Does
saying,
he have potential?
exactly. but you see what I'm saying?
I could turn Boris.
I'm not mad at the choices that anybody else makes. I'm just telling you, it usually don't work because what's gonna happen? 2 years go by. Tim, you got a girlfriend like this. He just ain't got no money. We just can't go anywhere. We just can't. We're always in the house. You chose him.
But then that's when she should help him.
But she shouldn't have got with him because he was
But
broken.
But she did
But
get
then-
with
Tasha,
him.
she
I
did
thought
get
we
with him.
just said the man was broken. You don't get with him.
But
I don't
she
want my
did.
daughters
But-
getting
okay.
with nobody who broken.
If you
It's gotta be fixed already.
if you surpass that advice, right?
Hey.
So say your daughters just say,
They're not going to bring home the dude.
"Love daddy, but I
No.
love me some him because he's fine."
Never happened so far.
Fine and chocolate. You know what I mean? All
Never
that.
happened.
So she brings him home, and she chooses him.
Never happened so far.
Then now she's got a project on her hands.
My daughter doesn't date projects, the oldest.
Well, that's
Okay,
good.
well, you got
And maybe
two
that's
more.
your
You
influence. That's
got
your
two more
influence.
that are
Absolutely.
dating.
That's
Yeah.
the that parenting
And a lot of women don't have that
Right.
fatherly influence.
I
Well, I
get it.
don't.
You know.
I'm not.
I was
I'm not
personally
talking
not a
about.
project dater.
I'm not talking about. I'm just talking about what works and what typically does. There are always exceptions to every rule, right?
So because
For a million projects that didn't work, maybe there's one that did work. Okay.
Okay.
There are projects, and then there are works in progress.
But normally they
Right.
don't. They normally don't work. If the dude is broke but he's in med school, that's a different broke.
That's a work in progress.
that's a work in progress.
That is not a project.
Yeah.
okay.
That's different.
Yeah. Definitely.
Like
different.
so, but to see
Y'all
to,
know what the hell I'm talking
to
about.
really legitimately see the potential in a person, is different than looking at somebody and saying he ain't never gonna get right.
Right.
But we are the original rehabbers, we women, and so we got to be careful with that.
Yeah.
You know,
I take offense to that
No, we are.
from the men of the world.
someone says, "Oh, your boy here."
Gina B, you're supposed to be in charge of questions.
Yeah, well, first of all, your boy Troy Williams said you were lying. Put the apple juice down because you ain't touching 80s Oprah. And you know you wouldn't be.
Troy Williams
You wouldn't be hooking up
actually
with
went to elementary school with Tasha now.
Yep.
Troy, you're right. I used to be very shallow and only date the finest of fine. And now I still do.
Yeah.
But I went through a couple of.
No, now you're married to the
Finest of fine.
She got lucky. I did too.
And then your boy Khalid. He's talking about how broke is an abstract concept. Women are destined to choose wrong. I mean, I don't know that women are destined to choose wrong. I just think that a lot of women do choose wrong.
Right, because
So you know better.
because they're
Because it's a
choosing
numbers game.
It
because
is.
they're choosing like men, but they don't realize that men don't think like women.
But it's like the draft pick, right?
Men are what? What do we say men were?
Simple creatures.
Visual, a little bit.
Yeah, visual. Very.
All right, okay. So, and I don't want the feminazi to cut me off
No,
there.
please.
Whatever.
Go ahead.
And I'm not trying to disrespect Lizzo here, but
Okay, I can't.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
4 out of 5 people are Lizzo. And I don't care how many degrees they got. You know, it's a problem.
That's sad.
It has nothing to do with it.
That's sad.
It is
But
what
it's like the draft- it's like the draft
What
pick,
part
though,
is
right?
sad? The fact that men are shallow and visual creatures, because we've always been like that, and it is dumb, but we've always been dumb. So at least we've been consistent. What has changed is women expecting us to want to be with somebody
who wasn't cute.
Because they have men qualities.
Right. Well, this is what I'm saying. Like a lot
That
of
part.
This is
I
where
agree.
this is where
I don't want to be with her because she's a CEO.
This
I
is where
agree.
women screw up.
Yes.
This is where women screw
Okay.
up. It's because we have been so busy evaluating men by certain standards that we think that's the standard that we should be. And it also let's
So you
let's
saying
take
it's
it all the
women's
way
fault?
back. Well,
I've
it
never
can-
heard a woman say
it can
anything is a
somehow
woman's
be-
fault.
Yeah.
Like ever.
It can somehow be
It's always
our
a man's
parents'
fault.
fault.
I'm
because
sure it's our fault
We
somewhere.
are of a generation.
I'm sure we did it.
No, but we are of a generation where, like, for example, my mother. My mother, while she was married to my dad until she passed away, she had some friends who got divorced and were left unable to care for themselves and, basically ass out. And so her goal was to make me as independent as possible because she never wanted me to be in a position where I had to rely on a man for anything. Okay. So there are others like me.
A lot of black mothers.
A lot of black mothers
It's a black
have done
community.
that.
stepped in
Yeah.
on that.
Done-
They're like,
yeah.
look, you need to not worry about what some dude is doing and you need to make.
Absolutely. That's the
But-
story you heard in the beauty shop, right?
But then the thing is,
That hurts us though too.
it does hurt us because, I was fortunate because I lived in a 2-parent environment. So while she told me that, I also watched her maintain her relationship with my father. So I sort of had a dual understanding of what it meant to be feminine and be independent, right?
important.
So, but I'm lucky. There's a lot of women who just got that one
But-
side and they're like, fuck what I look like.
Gina B,
I'm making money.
You didn't just describe you. You described most of black America. That's the story of a lot of little girls here. You don't want to be dependent on a man.
Right.
But when we're in the barbershop, I heard our community is, Ryan, what do we hear? Oh, man, you don't want to be tied
Don't
down to
settle
no girl.
down.
Don't settle down. Basically, be a player, be a player, be a player. So, and that's a disconnect,
Yeah.
right? But back to this money.
Get to the money.
Because we back on that. I got to keep us on track. Gina B, I told you she was going to just go off and start telling the story for a while.
That was a good story.
It was an
was.
excellent story. It was past the 30-second directive
But it was,
for stories.
the juice was worth the squeeze.
It
is
really
my
was.
point.
All right. So, I'm gonna ask this. This is practical stuff. First, I'm gonna ask Tasha a question because I don't know if I got the right answer. If not you per se, if this woman
Okay.
right here, that imaginary woman, has a little bit of cash,
Okay.
why do so many women like that expect a man to be wealthy and have all the cash when clearly all of them aren't super fine?
Wait. Okay.
Okay.
Because we're visual creatures.
So what
if you're
you're
super
saying
fine,
is
you get
right,
pass.
break it
Men will
down.
give you a pass if you're super fine. But it's some very average women
There's
out here
a woman
that's
who's-
saying, I got these men, but they want men, they don't have any money. But they want a man with a whole bunch of money. And I'm like, how does,
And they not
why
looking
would that
fine,
happen?
And they don't look
Why-
good. Is what you're saying.
I think that's a huge chunk of people.
He's opening up a door.
Yes.
Right? I ain't scared.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm scared.
And then what's even worse, and
But why it doesn't, whatever she looks like, what does that matter? If that's what she wants, if that's what she
Well-
feels she deserves, what do her looks matter?
But the problem is,
her looks are fine.
if she looks
For
like
her-
what she wants to look like, then she needs to understand where the bar is for the man that she wants to attract.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So if you want to look like whatever you want to look like, then understand that, there are certain like places that you need to be for the men that you want to be with.
Now, I'm gonna get on the fellas too, right?
They got mad at Kevin for that statement.
It's not all women. It's not all women. Men got problems too, right?
Well, men need to have the money they need to have to get all these rambunctious women they want to get.
See what I'm saying?
Where I'm getting at is it's a man and women problem. I see a lot of guys throwing everything on women, and I see a lot of women throwing everything on guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talked about what the women, we feel is a flaw. There are a lot of guys without their shit together.
Exactly.
Period. Cut
And
their
they want-
asses off.
And they want dimes.
Because if they cut off, they what they need to do is
They feel they deserve dimes.
they can rate. They listen.
Why is that?
I'm trying to give the fellas a secret. Hey, fellas, if you work hard and make a lot of money and you a man, you ain't even got to look that good.
That's true.
You will still get the women.
No,
If
you
they-
don't. You could have big money grooming.
Man.
Because it's true.
So
I know a
if
lot
guys,
of
you
men in
ain't,
Hollywood.
fellas,
Look
work
at Kris
hard.
Levy said in Chicago.
Look
So
at Chris
so that
Rock.
is a flawed man. And
He ain't
then
fine, but you know.
it's a vicious cycle because then, unfortunately, a lot of these men and people still getting down with them. So why should he?
I mean, 50 Cent once said, like, don't chase money. No, don't chase women. You know, chase money because the women come.
Because the women come with the money.
They come with it.
He's kind of an asshole, but yeah.
50
that's the
Cent
truth.
prior
But
to
that's-
the
yeah.
music career probably had to do that to get women.
He had to
Y'all
chase
didn't
the
think
money.
50 was cute until 50 signed a record
I don't
deal.
find 50 cute now.
I'm
He
just
a
saying.
little cute to me.
Just
With
saying.
that money, if you saw that Negro walking down the street and his name was just Quarter or something, you wouldn't have known.
Someone here named Wesley Epps says, exactly. Look at Jay-Z.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, that's true. What did Jay-Z say in this song? I ain't never seen an ugly billionaire. He said, I'm cute. It's true.
That hair is a cry for help. I'm sorry. Anyway, it is.
We got Lee Farmer watched the show. Wesley joined in.
Hey.
I don't know if Lee's in the
Gentlemen,
show.
both of you chose well. Got some smart, good-looking women. I've been getting side comments like, what's up with them? I'm like, fellas, for anybody who texts me, these two are taken. Now,
Absolutely.
they have to throw that out there. So, Gina B,
Yes, sir.
and you think about the answer because I'm coming to you. And I've given this one some thought. I did a little research on it. How early in a relationship? Because, and it's a fault of black men, I think, we judge black women too quickly, and we judge black women for wanting money, but then a white chick comes along, and they can put screws on them, and they move, right? Mm-hmm. You know, they buy them a ring. But so, how early as a woman do you broach the subject of finances? Do you sort of date and find out through what you see? Or how early do you have that conversation? Because at some point, before you
Sometimes
walk
you
down
don't
the aisle, you
need-
got to have a real serious conversation.
That's
Yeah.
a great question.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't
Thank you,
necessarily
Bob.
need to broach the conversation. Sometimes you can see how a dude's living, and you can see
How
sort
you gonna
of.
get his credit score there? You gonna get his social? My wife got all my stuff.
Well, you can run a background check if you want.
Is that what you do?
We could. Actually, you know what's really funny? Lee did a background check on me before I did one on him.
Ooh, he
I
heard
was
about
like,
your Instagram career.
Excuse me?
Gina B
Instagram
really didn't have an Instagram
exist.
career. She mentioned that something about, and
I
I
mentioned
joke.
that I posted one.
I joke. I'm working on my comedian
Picture.
career. You know, like comedians
You
come back
doing
to a
good.
joke.
Well, it isn't funny. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I mean, realistically, like you can see how a dude's living, how he's. I mean, like there's a lot of telltales
Really, it is.
that will let you know how a guy. If you want to pay attention, you will learn, and you can just see is this the life that I want to insert myself into?
Right.
If it is not, or you can also look and see if he's a work in progress. And if his life is meantime.
Yeah, because ambition is good.
I'm cautious about throwing that out there unless it's an obvious law school candidate.
I mean,
Because
it could be a
I
law
think
school
women
candidate,
already
could be
take
medical
on
candidate.
too many projects.
Well, we are the original rehabbers, as I always say.
I'm not going to keep letting you insult brothers all day. We need a male.
I'm not
feminine.
the
insulting
truth.
anybody. I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
it's
the
a-
thing
like-
about
Stop
that.
her when she's
No.
when she's not telling the truth.
You are
My God, it's the truth.
right.
Because
Both of you.
I think that there are ways to figure it out. You can
Right.
figure it out early. You can keep it moving.
Right.
You don't need to get into a long, committed, love you relationship to figure out that someone's not rolling financially the way that you feel that your life should go.
But if that's somebody's, and I'm not saying anything's wrong. Like I got 3 daughters. The directive is find a nice guy who treats you well. Then after that, find some money. Looks be damned. Everybody gets old and ugly, right? It is what it is.
Well, everyone needs to dissect like what it is they want their life to be like, right? So if you're a woman and you say within the next 3 years, what I want to do is I want to get married, I want to have kids, right?
Right.
Okay. So when you get with a guy, you look at his life and you say, would this be a man who could even contribute 50% of my ability to buy a home?
Right.
Could he support having kids? And if the answer to that is then you might want to reevaluate your choice.
50. He doesn't need to have 50%. Nobody needs to have 50%.
No. I mean, can he contribute 50% to
I get
what
what
you're
you're saying.
doing, right? Like, so I got my 50. Could he bring his 50?
That's not how it should work.
How do you think it should work?
I think a person. First off, we agree that there should be enough money. Once there's enough money in the pot, I think it's a fair share. If he makes $350,000 and she makes $75,000, don't expect her to put half. because they got enough money. You shouldn't have a problem with $420,000 in a relationship if you got a good person, male or female. And that's where people go wrong. If you got a good man and he's holding his own and he's been holding his own and he makes your life better and you got 5 times what he makes, ladies, you're a fool if you let that man go because your girl is talking about his ass. If it's enough money in that pot, I get it. Well, if that were the case, there are a lot of millionaire women who just wouldn't have any man. You get it? So you can't be short. Can't be short.
No, you can't be short.
Can't be short. When you shout, that's a problem. You chose wrong.
Short is a problem.
You chose a broke person at the beginning. So you got to find somebody who got their stuff together. There was an older woman I know, vice president, retired. She said, Kris, I just want a man who has his own stuff. And you know what I'm saying, his own place. She said, I may or may not want to get married, but he has to have his own stuff.
Yeah.
And that made sense to me.
Get out my stuff.
She could respect a man like that. She said, I don't mind if he's blue collar, whatever. Her husband was a chief of security. Okay. But he wasn't he was very successful, but he wasn't some corporate tycoon. But he was a great man. And I think that supersedes all this frivolous, angry talk that you hear from people who are bitter because they don't have any money and they want someone else's, male or female.
I can go with you on that.
Everyone should just be focused on, I think you should first be focused on, where you want your lifestyle to be.
Right.
And then you can attract the person that will supplement your lifestyle.
True.
I want to talk about, we can't run over, can we, Ron? We can run a little bit over?
Yeah, because you came in a little late.
We came in late.
That's why
We already lost some audience because of that.
I need to see the contents.
Oh, we do. Yay. We're excited.
Wait a minute, we got a couple things. I want to wrap this up. I want to hear about these upcoming engagements. I need you all to give some advice for real. Because I've been doing the business your husband's been in forever. I know it's successful. I know your guy's successful. So y'all got to get some tips to some women out here before y'all leave, right? So, but before we do that, ladies, I got some people here to get y'all some advice. Get y'all I know femininity. Everybody doesn't want to get married. What if it's a woman she wants? I got it. Whatever. This ain't that show. They get at me. I'm telling you, the femininity is real.
There are some women that don't want to get married.
They say that after they missed the opportunity. Sorry about that, y'all. Let's play.
I wasn't really such a person who wanted to get married necessarily.
I've always.
That's what you were saying.
Well, yeah, you definitely.
So, yeah, exactly.
2 times before.
Right, exactly.
So for all the men and women, I'm going to recap in 1 minute. I'm going to run through it. I apologize for rushing. We started a little late. Here's some of the reasons money matters. I think we've covered most of them. I only got 5 or 6. You and I just talked about one. Relationships should be equal. So that's the key word, equal. Not necessarily 50-50, but equal. Right?
Yeah, you make up for it some way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the chances are you'll meet somebody who makes exactly the amount of money you make. It doesn't happen. So what you do is you do something I do with my kids. That's not me.
It's not me.
Gina B's one of Gina B's 5 phones. That's probably Ron's phone. So you set the level of expectation. You talk about what's expected, then no one's disappointed. Right. Because we all hate when we think something's like this and then we get hit in the head because it wasn't like that.
Right.
Especially women, y'all hate that.
Yeah, my mother always says, let's get an understanding so we won't have any misunderstandings.
That's a good thing. And money, you have to.
You do.
You do. You really do. You have to lay it out.
We went through, Ron, and you might have to go through, it's a good thing, whole marriage counseling. I was raised Catholic. My wife is not, but Bobby Jean made sure that we went through a Catholic wedding at good old St. Felicitas. You have to go through all this marriage counseling. And one of the things you go through a financial piece. And my darling wife, who decided to go through it anyway, was like, you make a lot, but I just thought you had more saved.
Oh.
And I was like, how you got all that saved? So, but you find that out before you walk down the aisle.
Right.
And decide what you can live with and what you can't live with.
Right.
It's called your, you gotta know that person's little money personality. That's what I like to call it. Y'all like that?
See him in all
y'all like that money personality?
You have to.
because you don't want to be surprised. That's the big thing.
And it's the wrong topic on which to be surprised.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Like, well, you ain't got money.
And Tasha, you pointed this out at the beginning of the show. You, especially for women, you don't want to have to be someone who unexpectedly has to take care of somebody, right? It's different if you've been married to a man for 20 years and he has some illness and you're with him till death do you
Right.
part,
Totally different.
right?
Totally different. Yeah.
But you just meet somebody, y'all supposed to be rocking and rolling, and you're like, damn, I'm worse off than I am now. You trying to figure out how you gonna
Right.
pay
You
the
do that
bills
all by
now.
yourself.
I done got this bigger house.
Like, you're ruining my financial situation.
Absolutely.
I don't even like you that much.
Why am I here?
you ain't Boris.
Fuck you, Boris. No.
Right?
You gotta have similar priorities.
Hell, for it's Boris, but
You
yeah.
do have to talk about your financial future.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
you do.
Very important.
What do you want? Well, I want 5 kids. Whoa. You know what I'm saying? You got 2 already. No, I was playing. Talk about kids. You know, money is very easy to fight about, right? Other than infidelity. It's one of the top reasons people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are like probably the 2 top ones.
Are we boring you, Gina B?
No, not at all.
I know we can give you a
yawn.
break today.
I know.
We usually take a break at
We always take a
halftime.
break and we have refreshments.
Now you know about Gina B. I told her I stopped drinking. So, real quick,
Oh, we got it. Yeah.
y'all take 1 minute to tell about how you caught a great man, and then you take a minute, and then I'm going to start opening up the Spicy Divas box, and then after that, you'll tell us what we got.
All right.
Because we promoting you, because we thank you
Thank you.
for joining here, and I
I'm
hear you
glad
are a
to be here.
phenomenal cook, and I've been working my way around the kitchen. Gina B, it's
I
on you.
see you on our Facebook all the time.
Yeah, he's
doing
always
good.
making cool. I'm always like, am I coming over? Make another.
How
make
can
another
women out there
spot.
find them a Lee Farm?
Okay, so I'll tell you what. We've been together for a long
See
time.
your ring.
Oh, a ring.
Ta-da.
We've been together for a long time, and I feel like it was almost serendipitous in the sense that I am not a game player, and he was very consistent, and so it was a good combination of the two. Right?
Did you do what you how you
No.
catch his attention like that?
No, I gave a little
You
demo.
said, yeah, I used to catch.
I mean, it was. I was taking notes on that
I
one.
gave a little demo of how you might want to attract a man
Boy,
without
Gina B.
being obvious, right? But no, that was I really, when I met him, I really didn't think I'd be dating him. I really didn't. I was on a sort of sabbatical from men for a while, and I met him through a friend. I thought he was a nice person.
But what advice do you have to give to women who want to meet a Lee Farmer type?
Just, you know what? I would suggest if you would like to meet a nice guy who is going to respect you and treat you well, I would suggest, first of all, if you've got a lot of straggler like booty call, fuck boy, whatever around, get rid of them, right? Because
What percent of women do you think that is?
probably 70. So if you've got all
Surprise.
that around, if you do, release them, because if your hands are full, you can't receive, right?
true.
And
Say it again, girl. Coming to church. Now
well,
you preaching, Gina B.
It's the truth. If your hands are full, you can't receive. And also, men know when your attention is all over the place. Like if they think that your attention is everywhere, a man needs to know that, and a woman also needs to know this, but a man needs to know that he can have a place in your life. And if you
We are a creature that likes to be needed,
exactly, I mean,
or
it's the truth.
trick us, to make us feel like.
Make them think they need it. But I mean, really, it's better if it's genuine. Like if you have a place for him in your life, then and he's a good person. Look for character flaws. And pay attention to your instincts. That would be my advice.
Great advice.
Thank you.
Spicy Diva.
What you got?
I think love yourself first and foremost.
That's a good.
There you go.
Because once you do that, just the level of men, is going to change.
Right. People view you like you
Yeah.
view yourself. That's excellent
do.
advice. And
And two,
I'm
I
going to
think-
write that down.
And
in my
two, I
Kris the
think once
Critic notebook.
you love yourself and
Good
all of
advice.
that, men like home. They want you to feel like home.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And their
Right.
home should be their peace.
Man, you got to be his peace.
How do
period.
you? So when you were, how'd you demonstrate that early on?
Well, you know what? I mean, I've been married twice before.
Yeah, you know how to reel them in. That's a skill. You should write a book.
You know that's working. But I've been married twice before, and I saw my mother. I saw my grandmother. You know, I had great examples.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm old school. I don't care if I become a millionaire or whatever. I'm old school, and I think that women, those values are gone. And that's the problem. Men want new school women with old school values.
You have matured so much since 7th grade.
I mean, do you remember that dance contest we won together? We won a dance contest.
What dance did you do?
I don't know what we were doing, but we were in 7th grade.
Here's what I've learned. When you're not a great dancer, you find somebody who can dance, and you just have a cool looking two-step.
Like,
You just have a cool looking two-step.
That's what
Hey, real quick. I want to talk about one Spicy Diva.
Oh, open my box too.
These are some great cards. I don't even want to mess it up because it's packed so well. I just got to show them this.
Yeah, thank you.
You got to. So you gave us. Well, you explain. You
Well, I don't know what's in there. I get, for you and your wife. I forgot what I put in there, but I think it's about 4 spices.
Okay. What do I put them on? Just meat?
Let me see. Let me see.
Yeah, open mine up. I don't know if you want to.
It's okay.
One Spicy Diva.
This is Tarsha's company.
Yeah.
So
and we support people who come on our show for the free.
To come on, and she has brought us gifts. And so these are the gifts that we're opening.
Yeah.
And they're gifts that you could actually have too if you go to her website. And so we're going to tell you her website, and I'm so excited because I love to cook, which is another way to get a good man. I'm telling you, he came to my house to cook, to eat, and to have fun. And that was before we were even dating, really.
Now this is the
so
one
cute.
here. This is a vegetable. It's called more, please.
More, please.
Now, did Mr. Epps know that you could cook like this?
When we first got together?
Yeah.
No. He thought the girl before me was a
This
good
is
cook.
how you seal the deal, ladies.
Until.
Listen, I've never seen anybody who's been married 30, 40, 50 years who couldn't cook.
Facts.
My mother acknowledged now that she wasn't the best cook when she got married, but she's cold now.
Yeah.
So the fact that you rolling out with some spices, you had him at one spice deep.
I had
Now, you know what? I don't eat beef, but I will put this on my turkey burgers, and there's going to be amazing.
That's going to be delicious.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I want a beef thing.
Okay, let's get baked. Oh my God, this is dope. I love these names.
I didn't see mine.
You guys, what is your website?
www.onespiciediva.com.
Okay, this
I've
is
got over
so
21
cute.
different spices, and I've got 5 hot sauces.
Oh, I got to get with you on the hot sauce. I am a hot sauce person. All right, get smashed. I love this.
Great on
gourmet potato spice blend.
Delicious.
Okay, I've got a seafood and potato meal.
Guys, we got to wrap it up, but one Spicy Diva, thank you for joining. Everyone see the website. Go to onespiciediva.com.
It's a recipe in a bottle.
I love it.
Check it out. You are probably the first and only one who's bought us a gift. We do have a parting gift of wine for you.
Thank you.
Gina B, thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Those who join us every week, thank you for joining us. Thank you. I saw some folks on here.
Thanks
I
for
saw
being the
Khalid
critic.
Hankins. I saw my man Kendall Morgan, Troy Williams,
Hey, Kendall.
Travis
Latham,
Powers, Brandon Howlett, the
Wesley
good-
Epps, thank you.
Wesley, thanks for joining.
Thank you, Wesley.
And for those who watch it later, which a lot of people do.
Yeah.
We are out of here. Ryan, thanks for getting us hooked up, brother. After the little difficulties we had, we will see you all next week. Gina B, what's the topic for next week?
It's going to be interesting next week. Okay, so we're examining the difference between being a girlfriend and being a wife. Not cheating, but when you move from being a girlfriend to being a wife and what changes.
So the
And we're
plan
gonna-
is to have Mr. Lee Farmer in the studio
Yep.
and Mrs. Kris the Critic in the studio. I don't even know. That might be sort of dangerous.
engaged
Ryan. You never know
couple
what
and a
my
married
wife might
couple.
say about me.
You never know. That's the beauty of it
She'll
all.
say beautiful things. Anyway,
She will.
we
This
out of
is
here,
Lee's
y'all. Peace
amazing.
and love from Kris the Critic. We'll see y'all next Wednesday. Thank you for joining us. Thanks, Tasha. Thanks, Gina B.
Thank you.
Thank you.
WIIFTBP.